And we're live now. Okay, now it's definitely working. Hello, everyone over here. Everyone come back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything going. No one's here yet, but that's okay. I sound better? Good. It's because I'm going through the microphone. Hello, all. Welcome back. All right. There's no one still watching, right? There's no one still over there? God, I hope not. I may just delete what I did, although I'm going to... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to multitask for a second. I'm going to talk, and I'm also going to update this new stream to have all the crap, all the nice, the thumbnail and everything from the other stream. So, yeah. So how's everyone doing today? Y'all good? Is it weird that I keep moving my head back and forth like this? It's probably weird. Oh, okay. We're starting off great on this one. Okay. Saw Endgame for the second time yesterday. Been watching every video I can find about it. That's cool, man. I saw it for the first time yesterday, and it was pretty special, I gotta say. All right. No, wait, not do that. All right, so I guess for the first few minutes, I'm just going to be sort of updating this stream to be, no, go back, not that. Events. Endgame was very unique movie. Yeah, it was very impressive, I got to say. Definitely, it did warrant the 3 hours, I have to say. Like, that was one thing I was worried about, and if you guys actually followed me on Twitter, you will have seen that I was like, oh, why does this need to be 3 hours? You don't need to do that. Clearly, they needed that for this movie. So, yeah. I'll concede. I will concede and say that it needed to be 3 hours. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't seem like 3 hours. I will say part of that was I saw the movie in a Dolby Cinema theater at AMC. That did kind of help. So, seventh. Shit. Endgame was amazing. Welcome to everyone. For those of you just joining us, I blew it when I originally started the stream, and I didn't get my microphone plugged in, so I basically restarted the stream. I basically started a new stream with the microphone plugged in this time, and now I'm going in and updating all the information, the title and stuff like that on this stream, so that we can so that this actually looks good. So this will just be a minute. Kind of talk amongst yourselves. I'm still looking over here every once in a while at what you guys are saying. So, yeah, it definitely. I feel like the Dolby Cinema helped. I feel like the Dolby Cinema helped that it was 3 hours. Like I was comfy, man. The seats. The Dolby Cinema I have mixed feelings on, but it's all right. Review. What else was there? Avengers. Endgame. I never know what to do with tags on live streams. It just seems weird. Like, why would you tag a live stream? But whatever. Okay, so good. Now I need... Is it the ingestion settings? Yes. Ingestion settings, I'm going to go through. I need to not do anything with the ingestion settings. I just need to change the thumbnail. The thumbnail is not on my laptop. It's on this computer. Shit. Reek. Shit. Okay, but everything else. Okay. So give me a sec on here now that I have to do this. So yeah, let's see what you guys are saying. You nearly cried at the end, bro. I was teary eyed through the whole friggin' thing, man. It was crazy. Okay, so this one I'm gonna go ahead and delete the failed stream I did, and then okay, live streaming. He never cries. Wow. I've been crying recently, actually. Like it's been getting more. I've been getting more and more cryy lately. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I guess I can sort of shift back over here. Thumbnails, live, Avengers Endgame. Good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repost this to Twitter so that people know where we're going. Hey, we're live. Okay, I'm back. Whoa, a ton of you guys just started talking. Okay, sorry, I'm moving my pillows over here. Okay, hello. Now let me see. Not relevant to Endgame, but have you watched the End of Time Part 1 yet? Not yet. I'll get to that. That's going to be a few days from now. So. All right, we'll answer these quick Doctor Who questions really quickly, but we're here to focus on Endgame. So yeah, I've not watched End of Time Part 1 yet. Is Doctor Who Waters of Mars on Wednesday or more Sarah Jane? It will be Waters of Mars. Last week we just switched that up so that the wedding of Sarah Jane Smith could be before, so that Planet of the Dead was before the wedding of Sarah Jane Smith. But everything goes back to normal. I'll be finishing up Series 3 this week, and then we're taking a break from Sarah Jane. Okay, that's good. All right, cool. Quick questions. We really haven't started the official review yet, so yeah. yeah, we're on stream talking about Endgame, but we're also talking about Doctor Who. But that's okay. It just some quick housekeeping stuff. But yeah. Now we can talk Endgame. Ooh, man. Oh god, this is gonna be tricky, man. This was such a good movie, guys. Like, it's amazing. And also, just so you guys know, in case it wasn't obvious by the title of this, because I think I'm pretty sure I kept the title, right? Pretty sure I have a title in here. I'm pretty sure I put in the title that there are spoilers. We are going to be talking spoilers. Yes. That's why I put spoilers in the title. We are going to be talking all sorts of spoilers. So if you have not seen Avengers Endgame, do not watch this stream. No. I do not approve if you have not seen it. So yeah, be sure you go see Endgame. It's a brilliant movie. So yeah. All right. Best MCU movie? Ooh, it's up there, I would say. I have a bit of a bias. Actually, I would say that okay. I have a bit of a bias, but in terms of the best MCU movie, I would probably say maybe Winter Soldier. I think Winter Soldier is an amazing movie. But in terms of my favorite is actually the first Captain America. It's actually my favorite movie of all time. I love that movie to death. So, yeah. But objectively, I would say objectively, I would probably say Winter Soldier is the best. But I mean, Infinity War and Endgame sort of get up there. They really do climb the ranks of best Marvel movies. So yeah. Um. So yeah. Um. Hmm. All right. Well, let's see. Your favorite is Doctor Strange, but Endgame is second. That's interesting. Definitely interesting. Doctor Strange was a good one. I don't know. There's something about Doctor Strange. Maybe I don't know why it sort of feels maybe a bit more disconnected, which is weird to say. I don't know why I get that feeling. It's really not, but yeah. So yeah. Yeah, it can be hard to rank all the MCU movies. Although if I were to say which is the worst, probably Thor: The Dark World. I'd say that's probably the worst Marvel movie. Just because it's boring. Now, granted, Chris Hemsworth is really good in it. Tom Hiddleston as Loki. The two of them are great. But other than that, there's really not a lot good. I mean, Malekith is a very bland, boring villain. And yeah, I don't know. Thor: The Dark World is really down there, but yeah. Um, yeah, I will say it would have been nice if they had trimmed the runtime of Endgame, but at the same time, I don't know what you would cut from that script. So, yeah. Um, yeah, yes. The Dark World scene in Endgame was really good. Yes, I know Christopher Eccleston was in Thor: The Dark World, but that performance that was a nothing performance, and I hate saying that. After watching Doctor Who, I'm like, man, Christopher Eccleston, he's a really fun actor, but it's like there was nothing. I don't know if that's him or the writing. He wasn't given anything, or if that was the directing. But that villain, Malekith, is the worst villain. And I hate saying that because I love Christopher Eccleston, but yeah, I don't know. But I like how they brought in Thor: The Dark World into Endgame. I do appreciate how little Captain Marvel was in the movie. Not that I hate Captain Marvel. I actually really like the Captain Marvel movie. I'm not saying it's like great or anything. I'm just saying it was a fun movie. I had fun watching it. But at the same time, it's like, when she comes in and starts pretty much tries to take charge of the whole situation and is like, all right, well, I'm going to go kill Thanos. And it's like, come on, you just got here. It's like when Rhodey was like, hey, new girl, it's not how we do things around here. It's like, yeah. It's like, I agree with that. It's like that's the thing is I don't want this to be a Captain Marvel movie. So thankfully, the scenes she's in are fine, and she doesn't come in and save the day. She's just there for a while, so I can accept that. All right. Eccleston's normally a very serious actor. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I can see that. It's just I don't know. Well, especially because, in a Marvel movie, you just kind of expect the villains to be fun. And it's like that was just it just didn't I don't even remember anything he ever said. Carol destroying Thanos' ship was pretty cool. I love that part where it's like something's just entered the upper atmosphere and it's like what is it? It's like and I was trying to think I was in the moment I was trying to think like what could be here from space? It's like we already have everyone from space and stuff like that and it's like no everyone's already here and it's like okay is it the Nova Corps? Could it be the Nova Corps? And it's like no that doesn't make sense. That would be weird for them to just show up out of nowhere and it's like oh it's Carol and it's like yeah, that makes sense. And then she destroys like, yeah, all right. Um, Thor was the best character in Endgame. Thor went through a lot, I will say. He definitely went through a lot. I don't know. I think him and Cap and Iron Man I think they're pretty tied for how much character they got in the movie. I really like it. So yeah. Um it, Captain Marvel was a bit OP, which is why they didn't have her throughout the whole movie, but that's fine. It's like she definitely was OP, but even then even when she fought Thanos, like it didn't work out very well when he got the Power Stone out of there. So, yeah. Um well, I guess we can just sort of see right now we're just sort of talking. We could just go ahead. I've got some notes here. We could just go ahead and go through all of my notes. God, I wrote a lot. I basically wrote everything that happens in the movie, and this is going to be a while, but yeah. Oh, just got out of your third viewing. That's amazing. There's no way I'm going to be able to watch this again until it comes out on DVD, but yeah. And the thing is too, it's like I don't know. I There were some parts where I couldn't hear the dialogue, and I sort of chalked that up to the Dolby theater I was seeing it in. But yeah, it's like the next time I see the movie, I'm definitely gonna need some subtitles so I can really understand it. Yeah, so I guess we can just go through pretty much scene for scene and we can talk about it. I don't know how long we're gonna be going on this. I don't know how long we're gonna be going on this stream, but yeah. Oh hey, you made it. Oh wait, was that? Yeah. Well, hey, it's all right for being late. You guys are allowed to be late. This is gonna be a while. We really haven't even started talking anything. Talking anything. Words. I know words. I have the best words. Hmm. Well, that sucks about that person's theater if they couldn't hear anything. But I really just had difficulty hearing because of the Dolby Cinema. Honestly, like other than that, it really like it was good. But see, the thing is, I sit at the back of the theater. I love sitting at the back of the theater. I don't want anyone to be behind me. So the problem with that is most of the music and the explosions came from the back, and the dialogue all came from the front of the theater. And so it's like, when there's so much music going on, I can't hear basically. It's like, and that's actually kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but you know, there's the big moment of when Cap says, Avengers, assemble. I didn't hear him say Avengers because the music was too loud, just in this sweeping shot. So it's like I heard that he said something and I saw that he said something, but I didn't hear it. So I just don't hear what he says, and then just the entire theater just goes silent. All the music just stops, and he just says assemble, and it's like, oh, okay, that's what he said. I was like, oh my gosh, he said it finally. So yeah, honestly, the Dolby theater is a mixed bag with me. Like the chairs were comfortable, definitely, but it's like I don't know. The Dolby Cinema is like the music was way too loud, and they didn't, and it wasn't done to where like you can hear everything basically, you know, from no matter where you sit. And the Dolby theater, they started off with basically a commercial for themselves. It was very strange actually. It's like right before the movie starts, they played an ad that's like, look how good the Dolby Cinema is and stuff like that. And it's like, just play the movie and stuff like that. And it's like, we have such a great screen and a great projection. And it's like, just shut up and play the movie. We're already here, man. We're already in the theater. So I can understand people that sit in the middle. I don't like sitting anywhere but the top row. The top row is for me. I love the top row because there's no one behind me, and I just like that. So yeah, I'm a top row guy. Ugh. Oh, I just remembered I need to buy tickets for Detective Pikachu, actually. I'm going to go see Detective Pikachu on Friday, guys. And we're going to be doing the same thing. Maybe not that day, not that Friday, but probably the next day on Saturday. We'll just be doing a stream, probably shorter than this, though. So, With that being said, how about we go ahead and get into the plot? All right, we started with the Hawkeye scene. Jesus, that was that hit that I almost started crying right then. Like that was brutal immediately. Just because there was no logos or anything, they waited on the logos for a little bit, and as soon as it just turned on, um, as soon as it just turned on, and it's like it just showed like, oh, here's a girl with a bow. I was just sitting there like, oh no, because I knew immediately. Yeah, it's like I knew what was I knew what was going to happen. And I was like immediately I was like, crap, we have to watch Hawkeye's family die. And it's just that was just heartbreaking. And and then the Marvel logo kicks in. I'm pretty sure that's when it is. The Marvel logo kicks in, and then it just immediately cuts to Nebula and Tony playing paper football, and I just started laughing. I was like, is this really what we're cutting to? We're cutting to these two playing paper football, but at the same time, it's like, I like that. I like the two of them just doing that, and Nebula trying to understand the game. I thought that was funny. So yeah, and then the two of them, on the ship trying to fix it, trying to get home, or trying to get to Earth, technically. Oh, sorry, there was something on my finger. Sorry. Yeah, he was basically teaching her how to be human, I guess. And it was like it was fun, and the two of them, because see, here's the thing: is they could have done this to where, um, they could have done this where it's like it cuts to them on Titan, and they're seeing, they're still there, and it's like the aftermath basically. And then it's like, okay, well, we need to get back to Earth. It's like, I like that they just cut immediately. It's like, yeah, we're already on our way to Earth. Like, we're gone. It's like we didn't have like a slow scene of building up to, okay, and here we go. Maybe we can get back. It's like, no, we're just there. We're already gone. So I did like that. And then I like that the first time we see Captain America, he immediately has shaved his beard off. It's like we don't even see we don't see him shaving it, like he has it and then he shaves it. Like, no, just immediately that beard's gone. And it's like, all right. Normally I'm for beards, but for Captain America, he needs to be clean shaven. That's the one exception, I will say. Oh, that's right. Carol saving Tony. I forgot about that. As detailed as my notes are, they're not incredibly detailed. So all I put is Nebula and Tony, and then it says finding Thanos. So we are skipping around a little bit. But yeah, actually, when Carol showed up, I didn't realize it was her until it showed her. Like, it just showed this light, and I was like, oh, are they just there? Or did they just get back to the solar system? And then it just showed like, no, it's just this glowing thing right in front of him. And I was like, okay, what is this, like an angel? That would be kind of weird. And then it's like, oh, it's Carol. It's like, that makes sense. So, oh, excuse me. Man, my voice is already tired and we just started. This is going to be a long one. All right. So yeah, Carol finding them is pretty cool. She just flew through the rest of the galaxy just carrying this starship, basically. Like, that's pretty incredible, I gotta say. And then they go and they decide to find Thanos. They decide to find Thanos, and it's like, okay, that's interesting. We get the conversation beforehand of how they're going to do it. And I love Tony's line, when Rocket starts talking and he's just like, honestly, I thought you were Build-A-Bear. And and yeah, it's like, I like that because it is weird to have Rocket Raccoon there, because like it's a bit weird for the Avengers movies. So yeah. And then we got then they all went to Thanos's garden. I love that he was just in a t-shirt. It was just like a t-shirt and jeans. Like, he's just casual now. and he's incredibly weak too. And it's like, oh man, what happened? And it's like, oh, him doing another snap to destroy the stones. That's why he's even more injured now, is because that takes a lot out of you to use that. Oh. Oh God. Well, see you later. Good luck with that popcorn machine. Oh, that's cool. Came in for a little bit just to see. Okay. Yeah, Tony's collapsed when he flipped out at Cap. Which, to be fair, he had a point. It's like, this is why we needed the metal shield around the earth and stuff like that. But then, Steve just being like, yeah, well, that didn't work. And it's like, well, it's true. That didn't work. So, all right. Oh God, my hair's a little flippy today. That's all right. All right. And just so you know, we are going to be going through the story, but it's like we can't get every detail. So yeah, it's like we can't be here for 5 hours talking about a 3-hour movie. But yeah, so let's just keep going. Finding Thanos was cool, and them attacking him, leading off with Carol, which was pretty cool. And then just all of it, just immediately grabbing him. And it's like, where's the stones? And it's like, yeah, he destroyed them. It's like, that makes sense. Makes sense that he would do that. And then just, oh, excuse me. And then just, Thor just ending it. Like, that was the part I didn't actually see coming, was Thor just ending it. And it's like, whoa, dude. And they're just like, what did you do? And it's like, I aimed for the head. And it's like, oh, shit. It's like, well, yeah, you did. It's like, oh, all right then. Yeah, it is smart for him to destroy the stone so no one can undo what he did. So that's interesting. And then after that, the whole, the big thing. This was also another twist I didn't see coming. The whole 5, and I was like, no, they're not gonna do that, right? And it's like years, and it's like shit later, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's like that was so dragged out, but it worked. It worked so well, and it's like 5 years later, and it's like, well, fuck, what do we do? It's like, what have we been doing all this time? And it's like, we've just been doing this, really. So yeah, and that's the whole thing too, is before, when they were going to Thanos's garden, it was like, Cap was saying, it's like, this needs to work, because I don't know what I'm gonna do if it doesn't. And to be fair, it didn't work. They killed Thanos, yeah, but it didn't work. They didn't get the stones to undo the snap. So yeah, it's like, what did he do? And it's like, I like that he was leading a support group, actually. Even 5 years later, he's still, they're still all mourning the loss of, half the population. And it's still just this horrible thing that happened. And yeah, so him leading a support group was really cool. I did notice that the one guy who was, who was really talking, yes, I did. Well, I caught that guy. That I immediately, when that guy started talking, I was like, that's one of the Russo brothers. And I looked it up later, and sure enough, it was. Were there any other cameos in that group? I didn't really see. But I definitely noticed him. I was like, I think that's one of the directors right there. And I was like, well, that's kind of cool. Oh, okay. Oh, the guy that wrote Thanos in the comics? That's pretty cool. I wouldn't have recognized him. I barely recognized, that one of the Russo brothers. God, every time I say Russo now, I just think of the Punisher with Billy Russo. Oh, man. Is it too soon? Is it too soon to talk about Punisher since it got canceled? I don't know. I've kind of moved on. It's like, although Jessica Jones is still coming out, so yeah. What is Jessica Jones gonna do? Is it gonna be like, oh, it was before Endgame, and it's like, Is it? It'd be hilarious if it took into account the 5 years, but I doubt that it would. I bet it's going to be. It's like, well, this was before Infinity War, so yeah. Oh, what do we got? Scott. I love the entire universe was saved by this rat. This rat that got Scott out of there. So Scott coming back, that was good. Right? Yeah. That's the only reason the rest of the film even happened was because the rat freed Scott. So yeah. Marvel could set all kinds of shows in those futures. I think they're going to. Um that it's Splinter from TMNT. That's funny. Um I think they're going to with the Falcon and Winter Soldier show that's going to come out and Loki that's going to come out. There's going to be a Hawkeye show. I know that's coming. Those are all coming to Disney Plus. I'm pretty positive that they're going to take place after Endgame. But the thing I'm most curious about is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which actually starts on Friday. Season 6 starts on Friday, and it's like, when is that taking place? Is that during the 5 years that, people were missing? 5 years when half the population was gone? I don't know if it's specifically because Loki, escaped with the Tesseract, but there is going to be a Loki show on Disney Plus, and it's just all Loki. So yeah. That'll be interesting. I'm debating whether or not to react to it or not when it comes out. It's going to be a while though. So yeah. Man, this camera really highlights how unshaven I am. I look awful. Jeez. Anyway, so Scott gets freed. I like that. And then I like that like 5 years hasn't passed for him. I think that's actually interesting. And that gives way to the whole thing of the whole plan to stop Thanos now, to fix what happened. So I like that. That was definitely really cool. And then and him first off going around trying to find Cassie's name, and then yeah, it's like, did she die and stuff like that, and it's like, no, but he did technically. It's like his name is on there. It's like that's got to be terrifying. Um yeah, it's like that that is terrifying to just see your own name on there. And then he goes and he finds Cassie all grown up, and it's like, oh, well, all grown up, 5 years older. I don't know how old she was in the other two movies, um but yeah. So, all right, Scott finds a way. Ba, 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 ba. God, this is such a long list. Um, Professor Hulk is coming. Bulk, as I call him. We'll get to that in a sec. So Scott finds a way. He decides, he tries to pitch to them. It's like, hey, what if we could use the quantum realm to travel through time, basically? And it's like, okay, that works out. And they go to Tony, and that doesn't work. But in going to Tony, we see that, it's like, not only, he survived the snap, but Pepper survived the snap, and they have a daughter. And it's like, oh, because see, immediately I'm thinking we're going to have to reverse time and get rid of that daughter. But luckily, that was not the case in the end. But I was like, he's going to have to make a choice, save the world or save his daughter. And it's like, oh, man, that's just awful. But they didn't go that route. But yeah, so he has a daughter. I like that. I like that he's basically retired, even though he still went through and was like, I can do this. This does work. We know how to time travel. So yeah. Would they qualify to get snapped? I don't know. That's getting into a whole thing. Like, I don't want to think about that. I'll just assume they weren't. Now, what would be terrifying is if a pregnant woman died when Thanos snapped. Like that, that'd just be sad. Let's not think about that. That's sad as shit, man. uh, yeah. Oh, I don't want to think about that. Okay, no, we're done with that. Included all life forms. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Tony's family. I like that Pepper doesn't even like she's not mad when he figures it out. She's just like, you figured it out? Yeah. All right, go do it then. Because she knows it's like he has to do it. He has to try to fix this. So yeah. And then because initially he rejects helping them, and oh yeah, I love you 3000. It's like, oh, that's just sad. Well, it's sweet, but it's sad. Well, it's sad in the end. Yeah, so they end up going to Banner. Of course, at this point, it's like I don't consider him. It's like it's basically not Banner anymore. It's like it's the Mind and the Brawn together. So it's like I've started calling him Bulk. Banner and Hulk, Bulk. So I think that's just funny. Oh God, I have to sneeze. Oh, all right. So they find Bulk. I like that scene in the restaurant, with the whole picture, getting a selfie, and Ant-Man is just like, no, just take the goddamn phone. Yeah, that was funny. I also thought, oh God, no, it's not shipping. Dang it! Oh, what have I done? Oh no fan fiction, no fan art, no nothing. We're not doing that. Abort. We're not doing that. Oh God, what have I done? I like that they want a picture with Bulk, and they also want and then Ant-Man just like, hey, maybe a picture with me, and then it ends up not doing it. And then and of course I also thought it's like, do you not want a picture with Captain America? He's right there. It's Captain America. I would want a picture with Captain America. So yeah. Oh yeah, the tacos. God, that was hilarious. I love that scene because it highlights how crazy everything is. It's like, a spaceship just landed with a blue alien girl and a talking raccoon, and then, Bulk walks by and stuff like that. And it's like it's all crazy. And then it's like, okay, well, we need to assemble the team again so that we can we need to assemble the team again so that we can go back in time. And then they go to New Asgard, and it's like, oh well, that's kind of cool. And Valkyrie's there, and it's like, hey, where were you in the last movie? But whatever. And then oh shit, you're right, I forgot about that too. Jeez, I forget everything. Oh right, testing Banner's time travel, and it doesn't work. Oh God, my nose. Ah. Oh boy. Ah. Sorry. Oh, my nose is acting up right now. Need to clear a couple notifications on here real quick. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, because, Thanos didn't kill half the Asgardians. So, okay, so that's what it was, is that she basically got them to safety while Thor went off to do his stuff. That makes sense. I get that. And hey, we got Valkyrie in this movie, so I'm all right with it. I fucking love Valkyrie. It's interesting she really doesn't have a name. It's just Valkyrie. It's like, and it's weird because it's like, she was one of many Valkyrie, but whatever. Valkyrie. Is it like deer? I don't know. All right. Yeah. First off, we got the whole Ant-Man going through different ages, and it's like, oh, that was just funny. I like that, and the whole thing is like, someone peed my pants. I don't know if it was the baby or the old man or me. And it's like, yeah, that had to be scary. And then Tony coming in and fixing everything. Thor's new life. Ooh, Thor's new life. Man, that really hit him hard. Just seeing him incredibly fat, with a pot belly and stuff like that. I was like, oh boy, this has been rough on you. And it's one of those funny things where it's like, oh yeah, here he is. He's all fat and stuff like that. That's the joke and stuff. Man, did they commit to that though? They committed through the end. Like he was never fit again. Yeah, it's definitely like he took the failure the worst because he was right there. He could have killed Thanos, but he dragged it out too long. All right. And then also with assembling the team, Ronan, the new Hawkeye, basically. That was interesting that, he was basically just killing them. He's just killing a bunch of, gangsters because it's like, why should they live when my family died? And it's like, man, he really took Infinity War hard too. So, yeah. But we still got him back in the end, which was all right. Sorry, I thought I got a notification on my phone. Friggin'. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why I have this urge to check things. I don't know why I'm doing this in front of you on live stream. I'm horrible. I'm a horrible person. I don't know what I've done. All right. Never mind that. All right. Yeah, it's unjust that criminals live and good people died. But at the same time, that's just how Thanos' snap worked. It was random. It kind of makes me wonder, was Thanos included in that snap? I don't think he would be. I don't think he included himself in the snap, but it's like, what if he did? Like, that would be, granted, at that point, Thor could just pick up the Infinity Gauntlet and just snap it. It's the whole thing of Thanos got away, and so now we have the events of Endgame. But it's like, yeah, it's like, what if, like, did he think that through? It's like, yeah, what if you snapped and it's like, and then you disappear too? It's like, ugh, you got to be careful with that. So, yeah, but that's the thing is they couldn't have that happen because then, Thor would just pick it up and just fix it. It makes me wonder how well he could take it. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, he's a god. He's pretty powerful. Of course, here's the big question. Who's more powerful, Thor or Captain Marvel? I would say Thor specifically because he's a god, but Captain Marvel did some shit in this movie. So, yeah. I don't know. I want to say Thor because, especially because, we've been with him longer. It's like I don't like that, Captain Marvel just shows up at the last second and she's just OP. And it's like, okay, come on. We just, I don't know. So yeah, that's the big question. Who's more powerful? That'll be a film theory, I'm sure. Maybe. That's true. How do you define God in the MCU? You don't, honestly. It's like, yeah, the Asgardians are gods, but honestly, they're just aliens. And it's like, even Ego, even Ego in Guardians 2, it's like even he was like, well, I'm not really a god, small g and stuff like that. And it's like, he's incredibly powerful too, but it's like, is he a god? It's like, oh, that's the thing. It's like, I don't think there really are gods in this universe. So yeah. I guess that's the big question is, yeah, Carol did get hit by this space stone. Or not the space stone, the power stone, actually. Yeah, he's still playing Strongest Avenger. I like that. She does get, knocked back by the oh shit, you're right. She does. Yeah, in the movie she does, absorb power from the Tesseract basically. But that's the space stone. That's not it's really, it's open for debate. I would love to put Thanos hit her with a full blast of the Power Stone. She got her ass kicked basically with that. But that's good. It's that she's not all powerful. But then, you cut back to Infinity War and granted this is Stormbreaker, but when Thor, it's like, Thanos blasts with all 6 Infinity Stones and Thor just rips through it like it's fucking nothing. It's like, that was one of the biggest things, like, oh shit, fuck, God of Thunder is here. But again, that you could chalk that up to Stormbreaker. So yeah. Anyway, we got a little off topic on Ronan, but oh, you have to go now? See you later. All right. See you on Detective Pikachu. I'll announce that later, the specific times. Okay. So we kind of glossed over the Ronan scene. To be honest, I heard half the dialogue. And again, that's the Dolby Cinema. Because like I said, at the back of the auditorium where I was sitting, because I like to sit at the back, the speakers in the back were playing all the rain sound effects, and the dialogue was coming from the front of the auditorium, so I could barely hear it. It's like, I think they're saying something. It's like I get like every other word, and I get the gist of it, but it's like, yeah, Dolby Theater, you need to fix your shit. No one who works at a Dolby Theater is watching this, but it's like, yeah, honestly, it was hard. It was hard to hear some of the dialogue. Most of the time, because there were a lot of quiet moments in the movie, I did hear the dialogue, but it's like, the surround sound on the Dolby Cinema sucks. Mostly because they just need to play, they need to, like, okay, if you want to do surround sound, that's fine, but dialogue needs to be coming out of every speaker in order for everyone in the theater to hear it. So that's my big thing. So yeah. Although I have to say, when they were playing trailers before the movie started, they played the Rise of Skywalker trailer, and it was loud as fuck, man. Like, holy, like I could feel, like, when a sound, like when noise is just so loud coming from a speaker that like you can feel every organ in your body, like you can feel the vibrations in your own body. That was really in the Rise of Skywalker trailer, and I couldn't hear shit that Mark Hamill was saying. Like, and I was like, I was, and the thing was, I was sitting there like, I know these lines, but I can't hear them. It's like, I know he has lines here, but I don't hear them anymore. And so it's just so loud, I can't hear Lando laughing or anything. And it just cuts out. I'm like, oh shit. And then the Emperor just, laughs, and and that was also super loud. And I was just like, huh? It was like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. No one make a gif of that. But yeah, it's like that. Oh, that was crazy. It was loud as shit though. But the movie was a bit more better mixed. It's just the dialogue, you need it playing throughout the whole theater because that's not fair for, people in the front or people in the middle maybe can hear it. I'm sitting in the back because I like to sit in the back. People sit in the back. So you got to be able to have, you got to be able to have dialogue throughout every speaker so everyone can hear it. Otherwise, I'm missing shit. Okay. We're going back in time. God, this has been a while. How long have we been going? 49 minutes. Only now we're going back in time. Holy Toledo. Oh, let me take a breather for a second. Oh. Yeah, I need a moment to breathe. All right, everyone, prepare your thoughts while I breathe. Maybe I'll check. All right. I just need a minute, just a second to breathe because this is so many things. I've paced per. Oh God, I don't want this to be a 3-hour stream though, so we're gonna have to step things up a bit. I noticed that there were new comments on I noticed I was getting new comments on today's Sarah Jane, so I'm just kind of looking at that real quick. Never trust the Mona Lisa. Fuck the Mona Lisa. What a bitch. Anyway, now everyone here that doesn't watch the Sarah Jane Adventures will be like, what the hell are you talking about? All right, let's move on. We're going back in time. So they say we have 3 teams because we're going back to 3 different timelines, but I kind of see it as, we have 5 objectives basically. So let's go through that. We're going to start Cap, Tony, and Iron Man. First, they head off to Avengers Tower to get those Infinity Stones, the Space Stone and the Mind Stone. Brilliant. Loved it. I love this is so Back to the Future Part 2. I love that. And I love that, we see it from a different angle. We see what happened after the big, the hero shot of them capturing Loki. They even replayed the hero shot from the Avengers where, the sweeping one in the streets. It's like, I like that they did that. They just threw that in there again. And it's like, all right, that was cool. I like that. And then I love Hulk, or Bulk as I call him. Hulk shows up, he smashes stuff, he just keeps smashing shit, and then he runs off, and Cap's just like, you may smash some things along the way, and Bulk is just like, all right, it's a bit redundant, but okay. And just it's like, yeah, it's like he doesn't want to do that. It's like embarrassing to him now. So yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah, the 3 of them in the tower was pretty cool. And then I love bringing back Alexander Pierce. I thought that was really good because I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh shit, Robert Redford's back. It's like, cool. I'm glad for that. Oh, excuse me. And I was like, yeah, that's cool that they brought him back. And it's like he's there. They have to deal with stuff like bureaucratic stuff, like, they want to keep Loki and stuff like that. And Thor's just like, no, I'm going to be taking him back to Odin, actually. So, yeah. And then Ant-Man, taking out, basically incapacitating Tony for a little bit, past Tony. And then just failing to get the Tesseract, which was funny. And then Loki just like picks it up, is like, and it just leaves. It's like, all right, that was clever. Oh, and of course, before that, we had the great exchange of, man, Cap, I forgot just how that suit just did not, work for your ass. And it's like, that just does not highlight your ass. And, and, Ant-Man's just like, hey, don't listen to him. It's amazing. That's America's ass. And then later they bring that up again when Cap fights Cap. First off, we had Cap getting the spear. We had Cap getting the spear and pulling a Hail Hydra, which was clever. Because the thing was, I thought he was just going to beat the shit out of them. And because that's the thing, it's like, it was such a reverse, when they were all in the elevator. And then it opened up and he got in. I like that. And it was like all the same people too. And then it's like, I swear he was about to start whooping some ass, but it's like, no, he pulled the fast one on them, and he was just like, Hail Hydra. And it's like, all right, that worked out. Yeah, he's older and wiser, but he just had another way out. Because um, and if he had fought them, that would have raised too many red flags, basically. So of course that should raise a red flag that he's technically Hydra. It's like he's secretly Hydra, but it's like whatever. So yeah. Oh god. Um, and then we get the Cap versus Cap fight, which was cool. And it's just, and I love, this might be my favorite line in the entire movie, when past Cap is just like, I can do this all day, and then future Cap is like, I know, and then he gets up, he's like annoyed with himself. It's like, that's funny. I really like that. Man, I hate that he had to wear the suit though. I hated that suit. That suit looked horrible. It's like, I prefer his Age of Ultron suit. Like that looks like a good suit, but that first Avengers costume, like that did not work. But whatever, it was all right. It was fine that they brought it back. Um, and then knocks him out, and he just looks and is like, "Yep, that is America's ass." And then he walks away. Um, but they failed to get the Tesseract, and they decided to go to the 70s, which was clever, and also to get more Pym particles. Like that was clever too. Just get a bunch of those, and then you could just keep going. So yeah, that was clever. Seeing Howard Stark was cool. I kind of had wished that they used normal or the other Howard Stark actor, but this one made more sense because this is the one where it's like, okay, this one is Tony's father. Like the other one, it's like, well, that one was Howard Stark. This one is Tony's father. And it's like, okay, well, that makes sense that they use this actor. Yeah, really heartfelt scenes between them. And just that moment where he's like, is it a boy or a girl? And he's just like, we don't know. Hopefully it's a girl. And you had to know that hit Tony hard. It's like, oh, why? And it's like, well, if it's a girl, there's less of a chance that she'll end up like me. And it's like, ooh, that just sucks. But yeah, but it was a heartfelt moment. Oh, and speaking of heartfelt moments, Cap seeing Peggy, beautiful woman who hasn't aged a day since the 40s, apparently. That was the one thing I noticed. Normally, they brought her back in Ant-Man, and that was like during the 80s, at the beginning of that. And it's like, okay, they clearly they've started to age her up a bit to where it's like she's not super old, but she's not exactly young anymore. And it's like, yeah, but in the 70s, it's like, well, it's 30 years after the events of Captain America. It's like, yeah, they didn't do shit to her. They just they didn't put any other aging makeup on her. She's just as gorgeous as can be. And that was just, that really got to me. It's like, God damn it. Oh. All right. So that was that team basically. Would she have been 50? Maybe mid 50s, actually. I mean, well, how old? I mean, you got to wonder, well, how old was she in Captain America? You just take whatever that age is and you add 30. So it's like, that implies that she was around 20 in Captain America, which maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I honestly, you know what? Take however old Haley Atwell was during that movie, like in 2011, then add 30 years, and that's probably what you'll get. But yeah, it's like, yeah, like when you see her, it's like, wow, this girl has not aged a day. It's like, yeah, that's fine by me. Fine by Cap too. We cut over to Thor and Rocket, who are in Asgard during Thor: The Dark World, and they're off to get the Reality Stone. That was good, showing his mother again and stuff like that. I thought that was good. And he needed her. It's like, he's talked to his father before, and he really can't get any helpful advice from Loki, but it's like talking to his mother. It's like, okay, that works. I like that. And since that was pretty much the only thing they brought back from Thor: The Dark World, other than um, other than him taking Mjolnir, which I thought was funny. It's like, well, was the other Thor like, what the hell? Where the hell did my hammer go? Something like that. And it's like, yeah, when he grabbed the hammer, it's like, yes, I'm still worthy. And it's like, that was nice. We cut over to Natasha and Hawkeye on Vormir, going to get the Soul Stone, and that, that was just sad. Sad. Very, very sad. And although it was a little funny when the two of them were fighting over throwing each other off, I was like they keep just throwing shit at each other, basically. It's like she throws the thing and knocks him down, but then he gets out an exploding arrow, and then he jumps, but then she grabs him, and then she ends up dying. It's like what the hell? It's like this weird slapstick routine we had going here, but it still worked. And then Black Widow dying, and that sucks. I mean, I guess we're going to get a movie with her, but that still sucks. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just sad that, I mean, it would have been sad if it was either of them, but the fact that it was Natasha, it's like that just sucks, man. So yeah. And then they got the Soul Stone. Meanwhile, I guess I kind of forgot to mention this, but Bruce was over at the Sanctum during the time of the Avengers, and he was getting the Time Stone. I love the conversation with the Ancient One that he had, and the fact that the Ancient One knew who he was, why he was there, basically. Well, pretty much knew everything else. He was, it's like I'm looking for Doctor Strange, and she's just like, well, you're 5 years too early. And it's like, yeah, she already knows. She's seen it, but she hasn't. I guess she never saw past her own death is the thing. So yeah, I guess that's the thing. And then it's like I can't give you the Time Stone, on the promise that you'll keep it safe. But then it's just like, well, but Doctor Strange did give up. Doctor Strange did give up the Time Stone to Thanos, and she's like, really? And she's like, well, he knows what he's doing. He's the best of us. So here you go. Good luck. So yeah. Then Rhodey and Nebula on Morag. That was cool. And then retrieving the Time Stone. We get to see Chris Pratt there being stupid. And it's like, I love, just when they get to like the chorus of the song, it just cuts to away from him. And he's just singing to himself, basically. It's like, this is stupid, but I love it. And then yeah. And then after that, Thanos knows. Thanos finds everything out. It's like, uh-oh, this is not good. Thanos knows. They do get all the Infinity Stones, but Thanos from the past knows, and he's like, all right, well then we're going to find a way to go to the future. And he does, which I guess technically it would be 2014 to 2018 is 4 years plus the 5. So I guess it's 9 years in the future. That's where he goes to get the Infinity Stones. Yeah, you do kind of wonder. It's like, well, is Thanos coming back? It's like, well, we've already killed him, but it's like, but that was a great way of doing it, that we're bringing in past Thanos, who hasn't even gone through all this stuff. So yeah, and then I find it interesting. Well, first off, they create a new Infinity Gauntlet with Iron Man's tech, and it's like, great. So Thanos didn't. It's like, it's a little weird. It's like Thanos went to the dwarves to, forge this thing from a star or some shit, and Iron Man's like, I just make shit, and then he made a gauntlet. It's like, all right. Then it even expands. I like that it's right-handed, because that was my problem. It's like, Thanos had his left-handed, and it's like, oh well, that kind of sucks, mostly because I'm right-handed, and I can't snap that well. It actually, little information. Only recently have I started snapping like this. Here's how I used to do it. That's how I used to snap. Now I'm snapping like this. Ooh, but that snaps a lot better. I'm sure that was great for you guys to listen to in a microphone. So, yeah. Yeah, Tony Stark figures out how to time travel. He figures out how to harness the stones. He's just that good. Which, speaking of which, going back a little bit, but I love when Scott's like, have either of you two studied quantum physics? And Black Widow's just like, only in conversation. It's like, the hell does that mean? It's like, I thought that was funny. So, yeah. And then deciding who will do it, you know, Thor, honestly, like, because they bring up that, it almost killed Thanos to do that. Like, he got seriously injured, which is probably why he waited to destroy the stones again. He waited basically 3 weeks because, he probably had to recover enough in order to even attempt that again. So, Thor, it would make sense for him to do it because, he's Asgardian, so he can probably take it. But at the same time, it's like he is in no mental state to do that. Physically, he could probably still do it, even though he was out of shape. But it's like but he was not he was not mentally ready to do that. And then Bulk, excuse me, Bulk just being like, I'll do it. I can take it. And at first I was like, I hope that glove can expand. And then, he starts to put it on and it does expand. It's like, okay, good. And then he does it. He snaps and it's good. And then everyone's back. Everyone is back. And just immediately when Hawkeye's phone rings and it's like, damn, they're back. She's back. They're all back. And Ant-Man goes out. It's like, guys, I think it worked. And then just boom. And it's like, oh, fuck. I thought Ant-Man was fucking dead. I thought he died right then and there. But it's like, apparently they all have a lot better resistance than I thought. Like, they all survived that. And then it's time for our climax. And this was a big climax. First off, everyone goes, pretty much the 3 that really survive, Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor take on Thanos alone. And that was pretty cool. First off, Thanos with his double Buster Sword, like Cloud's Buster Sword, but twice. It's like, what the hell? Why hasn't he been using this whole time? And just gets out this giant fucking thing. And it's like, whoa, dude. This Thanos means business. This is a younger... That's the thing, though. It's like, it's like Thanos without the Infinity Stones. Like, he's holding his own against everyone, but at the same time, it's like they held their own against him when he had Infinity Stones. It's like apparently he was a lot better, 9 years ago in his prime. So I don't know. And now when the 3 of them went out there, first off, Thor. Okay, first off, I thought he was gonna get buff again. I love that he didn't, though. I love that he was still chubby and fat, but he got all his armor and braided his hair with magic lightning, and he got both Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. I thought that was brilliant. Like, he has both of them. It's like, oh shit, fucking Thor means business. And honestly, when he got his suit back, I was like, he just looks like Odin now. So that worked out. And then, Tony has his suit, which was fine. But then, when the 3 of them go out to face Thanos, it's like, Cap's really at a disadvantage here. It's like, Cap's really at a disadvantage here because it's like, well, there's Thor. He's the god of thunder. Tony has his Iron Man suit that can really contend with Thanos. It's like, Cap, it's like, well, he is a super soldier and he has a shield, but that's about it. And I was like, yeah, I guess he's gonna try. It's still 3-on-1, and they do kick some ass. It's a heated fight, though. It's a really heated fight, and then Thanos just, well, first off, obviously, Thanos deciding to make a new plan. It's like, well, clearly it didn't work killing 50% of the universe. And it's like, so now I'm just gonna destroy the universe and remake it in my image. And it's like, fuck, he's going full Zamasu at this point. Like before it was just half, now it's full. Like, no, this is Project Zero Mortals at this point. That's a Dragon Ball reference if anyone doesn't know. Not the point. Yeah, the point is that we see, man, him just breaking Cap's shield. It's like that was a serious thing because it's like that shield's never been destroyed, has it? Like ever. Like there was a vision of that. Like Tony had a vision of that, but at the same time, it's like that shield has never been broken. That's the same shield he's had since the 40s. And Thanos just breaks it in half. It's like, oh man. We're not quite out of sequence. Cause yes, he breaks the shield, and then we go over to then I think he kills Thor. I don't remember. Everything was happening so fast. But yeah, then he does go over and he's about to kill Thor with Stormbreaker, I think. And it's like go through his chest, and it's like shit. And it's like, yeah, and then Mjolnir starts moving, and it's like, oh shit, here it goes. And I thought he was basically controlling Mjolnir to swing it around and hit Thanos. And then it turned into Force Awakens, basically, where it went past Thanos and just Steve just grabs it. And I'm just like, holy shit. Holy shit. No one gift that either. It's like, holy shit. It's like, he's worthy. And even Thor is just like, I fucking knew it. It's like, I knew you were worthy. And it's like, yes. And, I think people have said, like, the theory is like, Cap in Age of Ultron, Cap could pick it up, but it's like, he didn't want to hurt Thor's feelings, which probably makes him more worthy, honestly. But at the same time, it's like, I almost wonder if it's like, maybe he wasn't quite worthy. He was almost there, but wasn't quite worthy of Mjolnir. And then I almost think it's like the will of Mjolnir at that point. It's like, Mjolnir decides like, you know what? You're worthy enough. You need me right now. You need to wield me right now. So you can probably interpret that either way. Either he's worthy or he's just about to be worthy, and Mjolnir just sort of pushes it over the edge. I've been given a text. Oh. Saying I can't. He's telling me to do something. I can't do it. And I'm in the middle of a stream. So, yeah. All right. Well, we'll just have to clear that for right now. Can you guys see my phone? I wonder. But yeah, you kind of can. Oh, God. You can kind of see. My phone wallpaper is from an anime. Maybe we'll just leave it at that. Not the point. The point is Steve Rogers, the God of Thunder. God, that sounds weird. That sounds really weird, but I like that. Because, see, I like that it wasn't just the hammer. He was also using, Thor's powers. He was using lightning and stuff like that. And it's like, that was just awesome. And see, I thought it was just going to be a quick thing that, he was going to, use it and then give it back to Thor or something like that. But no, he kept that through the rest of the fight, basically. How long have we been going? An hour and 13 minutes? Okay, so we're definitely ahead of where Endgame was. So yeah, and then Iron Man and Thor get knocked out, and it's pretty much just Cap at that point, and it's like, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what can he do now? Even if he has Mjolnir, it's like, what is he doing now? And then just everything just sort of goes quiet, and then you start hearing Sam, and it's like, oh yeah, he's still alive, or he is alive now, because of Bulk's snap. Probably just easier to say Bruce. Whatever. And it's like, hey, on your left. And I'm like, oh, on your left. Oh shit. On your left. And then just the portal opens and Black Panther walks through. I thought it was gonna be Sam, but Black Panther walks through, and it's just like, oh shit, buddy, it's been so long. It's been a year, man. It's like, oh my gosh. And then and it's just like, we're here for you, or he says something like that, and then just the portal keeps getting bigger and the rest of Wakanda comes out, and then just 20 million other portals come like open too, and it's just like, oh shit, fucking everyone's here. And I was like, oh my god. I had the biggest fucking smile on my face. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm about to fucking cry. This is beautiful. And I'm like, oh god, everyone, Quill, Doctor Strange, even fucking Spider-Man is here. And it's just like, oh shit. And just everyone, Ant-Man, becomes Giant Man and gets up, and he has, Bulk and Rocket, and everyone's just like, fucking everyone. Fucking Pepper comes in her fucking Iron Man suit, which was cool. I love that. Apparently there was a Howard the Duck cameo, but I missed it. It's like, apparently Howard the Duck was actually next to Hope when she showed up. So yeah. But just fucking everyone. Fucking Bucky was back. Every fucking person was back. And I was just, oh god, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Fuck, I may need to see this in the theater again. I don't know if I can justify that, but it's like, maybe if I have a little free time, maybe. I don't know. It costs money though. it's good that I saw it once at least, but it's like, god, that was just the most amazing thing. And then, of course, the fucking Dolby Theater. It's like, I can't hear half the dialogue. Not that there was much dialogue, but it's like, if there was any line of dialogue while the music was just going fucking nuts, like, I barely heard it, but that's okay. I got the gist of it. It's like when freaking Black Panther, they start doing that Wakandan chant. I was like, okay, I know what that is. And it's like, okay, I don't need to hear that. And it's like, but then, of course, I missed the whole Avengers. And I'm like, shit, he said something. I don't know what it was. And just everything goes silent, and he just says, assemble. And I'm like, fuck, he said it finally. How long have we been waiting for this? How fucking long have we been waiting for him to say this fucking line? And he finally says it. Like, yes. Like, oh god, I'm gonna fucking cry. And then it just becomes keep away for a while. It's like, then it just becomes, yeah, we got to keep this fucking gauntlet away from Thanos so we can't use it. God, and all the children of Thanos are there, and it's just, oh god, I'm exhausted just talking about it. I'm glad I don't have to record anything else today. All right. So we get keep away. I thought that was very clever. First, Clint is keeping it away. He's trying to keep the gauntlet away, and then he passes it over to Black Panther. It's hot potato, basically. Oh, that's right. Nebula kills Nebula. I forgot about that. Fucking Nebula was like one of my favorite characters in this entire fucking movie. I don't know. It's like, man, she got a lot of fucking screen time. That's just amazing. It's like that's like one of the big things I walked away from this movie with. It's like, man, fucking Nebula, great character. I love it. And it's honestly just probably because Gamora wasn't there. It's like she just had to have screen time because she was on her own pretty much. So yeah, it's like I love Nebula in this one. And her killing 2014 Nebula was cool. And I like to, Black Panther passes the gauntlet to Spider-Man. Spider-Man's flinging all over the goddamn place. And yeah. Oh god, Nebula is played by Amy Pond, which at the moment it doesn't do anything for me because I haven't gotten there yet, but I know she's coming. I know, like, I made a joke. It's like, yeah, when we move on with Doctor Who, it's like, yeah, the Doctor will be played by Skynet, and his two companions will be Nebula and Rip Hunter. So yeah, it's like, that's how I know all three of them. So, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Yeah. So I love when freaking Cap. I think it's Cap, isn't it, that throws Mjolnir, and then at first I thought that Spider-Man grabbed it and was going, But I was like, but that doesn't make sense. He wouldn't be worthy, would he? And it's like, oh no, he used a web to hang on to it. It's like, okay, well that was clever. I like that. So yeah, and there was the moment earlier, I think, when you know Cap ended up using Stormbreaker while Thor had Mjolnir, and then he was just like, no, trade back. You take the smaller one, and he went off, and it's like that was funny. So yeah, does Stormbreaker does Stormbreaker have the same? I guess it doesn't have the same spell as Mjolnir. It's like you don't have to be worthy in order to wield Stormbreaker. Yeah, I guess not, because Odin specifically put the spell on Mjolnir to do that. So yeah. And then Spider-Man's instant kill mode. I love that. That was funny. And then he starts getting he starts getting overwhelmed still too. And then yeah, it's like something just entered the upper atmosphere, and it's like, what? And I was just like, was it the Nova Corps? Yeah, why would it be the Nova Corps? That wouldn't be right. It's like that'd be just weird. And then we'll get to Scarlet Witch in a sec. Oh God, there's so many things. And then yeah, Carol just comes in and starts wrecking shit, like destroys Thanos' ship and stuff like that. And then yeah, we'll talk about Scarlet Witch really quick. I love her intro was fucking like that was terrifying. Like I kind of made the joke later. It's like, yeah, her eyes weren't glowing red. That was blood in her eyes, like she was fucking pissed and ready to she was looking for blood, man. And just when she comes down, it's like, you took everything away from me. And fucking Thanos is just like, I don't even know who you are. And she's just like, you will. It's like, ooh, shit. She's fucking pissed. I love that. Oh, my fucking throat. And then I like when Captain Marvel went over to Peter. And he's just holding the thing. And he's just like, hi. It's like, and this might sound weird. I like that Peter like looked physically injured because I don't know, maybe with the exception of like a little bit in Spider-Man Homecoming after fighting Vulture, like we've never seen him get like bloodied and beaten, and so it's like it's weird to say it's like, oh, I like that he got bloodied and beaten, but it's like, well, I more prefer that it's like, okay, well, he's not, it's like he's not an exception. Like everyone's getting the shit kicked out of them in this, except for Carol. But well, even she got hit by the Power Stone, so yeah. But I like when she just comes over. It's like, "Hi, you got something for me?" And he's just like, here you go." It's like, "Thanks." It's like it's moments like that I love about Carol. It's like, her whole when she was taking charge at the beginning, it's like, "Well, I'm gonna go kill Thanos" and stuff. Like, all right, whatever. But it's like I love when it's like that scene in Captain Marvel. The scene in Captain Marvel, like one of my favorite scenes of hers actually is when she goes up to the cop at first and she's just like, hi, do you know where I can find some communication devices? And he's just like, over there. And she's just like, thank you. And she just goes off. It's like, I don't know why. I like when she does that. It's just funny. It's like she's just like super nice. I just like that. It's funny. And then yeah, Peter just being like, there's so many people over there though. You're gonna need some help. You're gonna need some help going through all that, and then just all the women just show up, and it's just and the thing is, it's sort of a double-edged sword where it's like, oh, that's really cool, and at the same time, it's like they all happen to be right there. All the women just happen to be right there, and it's like, fuck it, whatever. It's like, don't think about it. It's too cool. And it's like, okay, yeah, that was a cool moment seeing them all there. I wish it had lingered for just a second. Like they all show up and the music is there, and then it just stops. Like it just stops for like a second or two, and then you just hear Peter in the background just, thank you. It's just I don't know. I thought that'd be funny, but they didn't do that. Or he's just like, well, good luck with that. And he just flies away basically. Like that would have been funny, but that was all right. Yeah, it was definitely, it's one of those like, okay, it's like, is it forced maybe a little bit, it's like, oh, well, they're all right there and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, who fucking cares at this point? Who cares? Yeah. And then eventually, Thanos versus Carol, which was kind of cool. And even just like I like that even she couldn't really beat him. I thought this was really clever when he took the power stone into his hand and then hit her. It's like, okay, that was clever. And then he put it back. It's like, that's actually very clever. Why? It's like, man, why hasn't he thought of that before? So yeah, I like that. And then, he has the gauntlet. And, first off, he's starting to fight Iron Man. Iron Man's going in for that last desperate attack. Yeah, the Power Stone seems to be the only one that, like, hurts to hold. Like, everyone else, like, they just grabbed their stone and it was fine. But I guess it's because it's the Power Stone that you need to be powerful in order to hold it. So, yeah. So then, he's fighting with Iron Man. And then he knocks down Iron Man and he's just like, I am inevitable. Fuck. And he's like, yeah. It's like, and I thought Tony just took one of them, but no, he took all of them. It's like, whoa, Tony, Thanos, how did you not notice that he grabbed all 6 of them off your damn hand? But that was cool. And then that's a good point. Tony made the gauntlet. He could probably control it. That's true. It's Friday. Friday like ejects all of them and you just boom and just grabs them. So yeah. And then just to see them all like climbing up Tony's arm basically to get into place. And I love this because, Thanos' line is, I am inevitable. And it's the line he's been going with this whole movie. And I am pretty sure it went down like this. Tony's line, I swear it was like this, that he was just like, and I am Iron Man. Like, I swear he didn't like, that wasn't, because at first I was like, I thought he said it like, and I am Iron Man. And it's like, I feel like, call me crazy, but did he put a pause in there? Like, it's almost like he was like looking for something to say. And then he was just like, and I'm Iron Man. I also thought he was going to flip him off too. I thought he was going to be like, and I am Iron Man. But he didn't do that. And I was like, yeah, Star-Lord would have done that. But it's like, yeah, Star-Lord would have just done that. But yeah. Yeah, because that was also taking a toll on him just holding it in his suit. But yeah, it's like I swear, maybe I'm crazy, but like he did put a pause in there, and it's like I wonder if that's what he was going for. I wonder if that's the direction they were going that they gave him, or if he thought of that. It's like I swear that was it. It's like because Thanos, he's so confident. It's like I am inevitable. It's like I swear, like they framed that to where it's like Tony's just like and he's trying to think of something, and he just thinks I'm Iron Man. And he does it. So yeah. And it's definitely good that that was his idea, is to at last second idea basically to just completely destroy all of Thanos' stuff and kill Thanos himself. Which brings up timeline troubles, but we're not going to get into that. This will be 5 hours long if we try that. We've been going for an hour and a half, so we've basically, in half the length of the movie, we've gone over the movie. So yeah, but we still got a ways to go. We still got stuff to cover. Yeah. And then the death of Iron Man, because it's like it's like Bulk said, it's like, none of you would be able to survive this, and it's like, yeah, Tony didn't survive. That fucked him up. And it's like, I like Rhodey was the first one to like go over to him and it's like, and then, and then Peter comes over. It's like, we won, Mr. Stark. It's okay. We won. And then Pepper comes over and it's like, okay, it's all right. You can rest now. And then he dies. And it's like, shit, man. Fuck, it was perfect, man. I was fucking crying all the time. Okay, so Iron Man died. Fuck. And then we kind of all go our separate ways ish. No, well, I guess technically. And technically we don't go the separate ways until after the funeral. So yeah, I guess we can talk about the funeral first. I like that it was quiet. There was not a goddamn word spoken at that funeral. And well, and then obviously, we got the message from Tony about it, which I think worked. And then him just being like, I love you 3000. It's like, fuck. It's like, no, don't. And then and the flowers on the lake, and it's just proof that Tony Stark has a heart. And I'm like, fuck, you're taking my heart. It's like, damn it. And then just going down the line of everyone that's in the funeral, everyone that's at the funeral, including the kid from Iron Man 3. I didn't even realize that was him. Someone had to tell me that later. I was just like going through. It's like, there's the Guardians without Gamora. Oh, yeah, Gamora. We didn't even talk about Gamora. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. She switched over. It was good and stuff. But yeah, everyone there except Gamora. I don't know what happened to Gamora, honestly. And it's like, and then you just go through everyone ending on Nick Fury. But as we were going through, I was just like, and them, and whoever that kid is. Yeah, Gamora's fate is a good hook for Guardians 3. That's a good point. It's like they could go into that. It's like maybe that's their whole mission is finding Gamora. So yeah. And then, Fury at the end, like he's just there he doesn't even say he didn't have a single fucking line in this whole movie. And then everyone starts to go their separate ways with Thor still fat as shit. Is still, chubby and stuff, but he's going with the Guardians. Like, all right. And, Valkyrie is now the new queen of Asgard, which is cool, or New Asgard, the new queen of New Asgard. And then Thor going with the Guardians, like, all right, that's funny. That is really funny. It's like, okay, so maybe he could be in Guardians 3. That would be cool. Yeah, and the whole, who's in charge, that was just a funny scene. And then Cap has to take the stones back. He goes by himself to take the Infinity Stones back to where they're supposed to be, and Mjolnir for that point. Mjolnir as well. Make sure that goes back to Thor the Dark World. And he goes back on his own. And it's like, where is he? Why hasn't he come back yet? And it's like, and then they just kind of look over, and there's just this guy sitting on a bench, and it's like, oh shit, he took the long way back. Then they go over, and he's old man Steve, and it's like, oh fuck, and he gives Falcon the shield. It's like, because Falcon's like, it's gonna be weird, a world without yeah. Cap putting Mjolnir back does fix that whole thing. Is like, well, Thor wouldn't miss it. But at the same time, it's like, well, but it's like at the same time, it's like, well, Mjolnir had to leave from Thor's side to go to Thor's side, but it's like, whatever. And then, so yeah, old man Steve and Falcon's just like, it's gonna be weird living in a world without Captain America. And Steve's just like, yeah, about that, and he gives him a new shield, basically, because Thanos broke the last one. But it's like, yeah. So he gives him the shield, and it's like, you're Captain America now. And, and then, when he gives it, and then he puts his hand down, you see the ring on his finger. It's like he got married, and it's like, if he went back in time and got married, who the fuck he went back to. Yeah, Falcon being Captain America is straight from the comics. Didn't Bucky also become Captain America for a while? That's the other thing I was thinking. I was like, shit, they're both right there. It's like, who's going to become? Well, and I also think too, it's like, Steve went back in time to, live his life with Peggy and stuff like that. And it's like, fucking, you could have taken Bucky with you. It's like, shit, Bucky didn't get to live his life. Well, he's got to have his own show. Um, yeah, Bucky and Falcon are going to have their own show, which I guess Falcon's going to be Captain America in that show. Oh God, excuse me. And then just the fact, because they brought this up every time, is that Steve never got that dance and stuff like that, and especially, oh God, in fucking Winter Soldier, where it's like, I had to come see my girl again, especially when she owes me a dance. That's always been the thing they talk about. And then just the fact that they ended the entire movie. They ended the movie on him dancing with Peggy, and it's just like, fuck. I'm just like fucking crying and shit. I'm just like, oh, it's so great. And then the fact that the music plays through a part of the credits. It switches over when they go through the cast, but they ended the fucking movie on the dance. It's like, fuck. I can't take this, man. Oh. And then we go through the credits. I knew there was no after credits scene. I knew that there was, the sound of I did not stick to the end of the credits. No. I knew there was the sound of, Tony hammering his Iron Man suit, but yeah, I didn't feel like it was worth sticking around for that. But I stayed through the initial credits, like the fancy credits before we just got the scrolling text. I stayed through all that, and that was amazing watching those credits and watching the signatures of all of them, and ending with Robert Downey Jr. and stuff like that. So yeah, my voice is shredded now. We've been talking for so long. But that's it. That's the entire fucking movie. Brilliant. Perfect movie, I gotta say. Do I wish it had been a little shorter? Yes, but at the same time, it's like, it would not. You couldn't cut a thing from this. Like anything. It was brilliant. I love the fucking movie. It was just amazing. I loved it. It was great. It was perfect. Even though technically it's not the end, because Spider-Man Far From Home comes out in July, but whatever. Technically, they've said it's like, well, these 22 movies through Endgame has been the Infinity Saga. And it's like, what the fuck? The Infinity Saga? It's like, so it's like, yeah, I guess we're starting a new saga with Far From Home. It's like, I don't know, man. But I mean, though, we're getting this new Spider-Man movie. We're going to get more Doctor Strange and Black Panther and stuff like that. So we're going to keep going, but no more Iron Man, no more Cap. Although, Far From Home is a wrap up to Phase 3. Well, I'll say kind of. This is definitely an end. So I would say it's more like that's like a bonus. But whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Love the movie to death. It was just, I don't even know what else I can say at this point. It was just amazing. It was an amazing movie. Loved it to death. Love it 3000. Nah. Okay. It's just fucking perfect. Just a perfect fucking movie. I loved it. Oh. Yep. That's pretty much that. I don't know how to keep going after this. We're definitely, I mean, obviously we're going to keep going with Marvel stuff. I think they're mostly, while they are still going to be making movies, they're going to be, making a ton of shows and stuff like that. That's a random fact you just shared about humans, but thank you. Well, now we know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Anyway. So they're still making movies, obviously. There's gonna be Spider-Man, we're gonna get a Doctor Strange sequel, we're gonna get a Black Panther sequel. Thank you for your DNA facts, guys. I don't know why you're suddenly doing this, but that's all right. And we're going to be getting a ton more shows, actually, more that tie into the movies, more than just the fucking Netflix shows. Oh yeah. We're going to get the Black Widow prequel movie, I think. People have said that the Black Widow movie is actually going to be an origin story, which it has to be a fucking prequel. She fucking died in this movie, so yeah. I know there's going to be a show about Hawkeye passing on the torch to someone else. There's going to be a show about Loki. There's going to be a Falcon and Winter Soldier show. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still going. And oh, that's right. Scarlet Witch and Vision. Wait a fucking second. Hold on. Yeah, Vision didn't come back. He wasn't in Endgame at all, whatsoever. How the hell is he coming back? Is that a prequel then? I don't know, man. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, we're gonna have to. Well, I mean, I guess we'll wait for a trailer to figure out what the hell's happening in that one. But yeah, I forgot about that. The Scarlet Witch Vision show. Yeah. Like, they didn't even have Paul Bettany in this fucking movie at all. At all. They brought in Jarvis from fucking Agent Carter. Yeah, it's like that, which was cool. I love that because I fucking loved Agent Carter. Yeah, they could have been doing stuff between Civil War and Infinity War. So many wars. But yeah. And then yeah, so we're gonna get all those Disney Plus shows. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back on Friday, and they've already confirmed that they're doing a 7th season as well. So that'll be cool. All the Netflix shows were canceled. Jessica Jones still has a 3rd season coming out, but after that it's done, which is fine by me. And not that I hated them. I actually love Jessica Jones. I think it's an amazing show. Luke Cage is okay. Iron Fist is meh. Daredevil is complete garbage, with the exception of Punisher stuff and whenever they were actually lawyers, which was not often. But yeah, so I don't really feel sad about those. Oh, and Cloak and Dagger. I forgot about that. Has anyone seen Cloak and Dagger? Because it is shit. Like, it's really shit. I watched the first season and I was like, yeah, fuck this. This is horrible. It was so bad. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. There was one episode that was kind of cool, and was when they like go inside the mind of a guy who's like a vegetable, basically. Not like an actual vegetable, but he's practically like brain dead. But they go into his mind anyway, and it's just like that was the only interesting episode. Other than that, it was a shitty fucking show. Probably worse than Daredevil, and I fucking hated Daredevil. But Daredevil had some redeeming factors. When it had Punisher, it was cool. And then when they did lawyer stuff, that was actually kind of cool. But yeah, other than that, Daredevil sucked ass. So yeah. That's basically that. So yeah, Marvel will continue, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know how long. I don't know if we can really keep talking. Yes, this is off topic, but I did watch the Netflix Lost in Space reboot. I didn't care for it. It's like it was kind of interesting at first, but the evil doctor, was it Dr. Smith? She is the most annoying fucking villain in history. And honestly, it's like the whole time just waiting for someone to just kick the shit out of her. It's like seriously, I thought she was horrible. Um, but I like the other guy, the guy that was good, who wasn't part of the family, whatever that guy's name was. I actually thought he was cool. If you liked her, I get it, but I don't know. She's just fucking annoying to me. So yeah, Don Long. Yeah, Don. Yeah, Don. Don was my favorite character. I liked him. And the rest of the family was just kind of fucking stupid. Like they kept getting tricked by this woman. It's like, what the fuck? Come on. You're all supposed to be brilliant. I don't know. But whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about Endgame. It was brilliant. I fucking loved it. I wish I could kind of go see it again. Um uh buh, buh, buh. Will you post the Doctor Who minisodes? When will you post them if you do? Oh, I assume you mean the two bonus episodes after the End of Time Part 2. That'll be after the End of Time Part 2. So sometime later in the week. I posted on Patreon when I was gonna get to those episodes because honestly, I need to be fucking working on school shit. Like that's the thing. It's like, I'm really like pushing it doing this live stream. Actually, I'm like right after this, I'm gonna fucking get to work on shit. So why don't I do that? Yeah, Endgame was great, loved it, brilliant, fucking amazing. And that's pretty much that. And I think this is where we're going to end things off here. Thank you all for coming out to the live stream. Yeah, it was fun doing this. This is the first one that's not Doctor Who, which was kind of nice, but not that I don't like doing the Doctor Who ones, but something different is kind of nice. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Hope you all have a wonderful day. I got shit to do, man. I got shit to do. So yeah, that's pretty much that. See you guys later. See you guys later. All right. End stream. Goodbye.